Welcome back to Columbus Brick by Brick, the show where we uncover the people, projects, and ideas shaping the future of Columbus, Ohio. I'm your host, Jon Styer, broker and owner of Styer Real Estate Professionals, a boutique, production-focused brokerage helping agents build thriving, scalable businesses with personalized coaching and hands-on support. Each week, we sit down with local leaders, entrepreneurs, and community changemakers to explore the real stories behind the growth of our city, brick by brick. Today's guest is Ryan Moody, team lead of the Ferrari Home Group, and a voice of strategy, systems, and scalability in Columbus real estate. Ryan brings not just market knowledge, but a builder's mindset and a leadership approach deeply rooted in relationships. In this conversation, we start with the pivotal moment that brought Ryan and his wife back to Columbus, and how that personal decision became the foundation for a thriving career. We dig into the behind-the-scenes systems that power his always-on brand presence and the powerful mentorship moments with Ryan and Ferrari that reshaped how he approaches scale and client experience. From creative marketing wins to behind-the-curtain negotiation plays, Ryan shares real stories that reveal what it takes to move the needle and protect value in today's Columbus market. We'll also get tactical, talking seller psychology in a high-interest rate environment and simple pre-market upgrades that punch above their weight, and the smart rental plays that drive outsized ROI. Looking ahead, Ryan gives us a forward-thinking take on what buyers need to prepare for the next chapter in Columbus growth and how new agents can hit the ground running with systems and scale. Stick around. This one's packed with energy, insight, and a fresh perspective on what it means to build a real estate business that truly serves people in this city. Let's get into it. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. I'm really excited about this conversation, and it's good to have gotten to know you recently, and I'm excited to learn more about your journey, how you got into real estate, what led you here, and some of the philosophy that you operate with. So if you can start out telling us a little bit about your journey and how you ended up as an agent and got to where you are.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me here, man. It's a privilege, it's an honor. We actually met at the $10 million dinner last month, which was fantastic. I mean, we had a lot of high-level agents there, a lot of high-level conversations. And like I told you before it started, like I could have been there for 6 hours talking with these guys. I mean, it was fantastic. So props to you for putting that on. And again, I'm proud and honored to be in this room with you now. Before real estate, a lot of people don't know this. I was actually in film and TV out in Los Angeles.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So I did 6 seasons on The Voice, did about a year with Comedy Central and Rob Dyrdek, Ridiculousness. Then I went over to James Corden at the Late Late Show, but it was all behind camera. And you know, LA was fun. It was all in my 20s. I was out there with my wife. I wasn't a wife at the time, but I guess we were just missing something. You know, we're getting older. We're like, hey, probably think about time to move back to Columbus. You know, obviously pressure from family when you're gonna have a kid, and LA's no place to raise a kid.
You're from Columbus.
For some people, from Columbus, yes.
Yeah.
So was the wife.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, there's no film and TV, or not much of it in Columbus, right? So like, what's my second passion, right? And it's real estate in all aspects of, you know, I wanted to be an investor too. I wanted to flip. I wanted to have rentals. I like design. I like architect.
Totally.
So moving back, that's what I told my parents I'm going to do. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my license. My mom thought I was crazy. You know, commission only, come from a decent job out in LA. Well, you know, I was very structured about it. You know, I met with a lot of different brokerages. I'm going to get my license. I'm going to try to get as many investment properties as possible. But I met Ryan and Ferrari, and who I still work with today. Her assistant at the time was a family affiliate, and I actually just sat down with them because I wanted honest feedback of like, who do you think is a good fit for me? And I gave her the papers, right? Like, here's everybody that I've interviewed with. And, you know, she went down a couple of lines, and at the end of the day, she was like, we're hiring too if you want to join. And I was like, you know what? It was like the transparency and just like the honesty that I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to start with you. And ever since, it's been 6 years now. I'm the team lead. So, you know, I deal with a lot of the agents under us, helping with onboarding, recruiting, just day-to-day stuff with them. And I love it. You know, I love trying to help those agents grow.
Yeah.
Love
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. But I think, a lot of that patience
Yeah.
comes from like dealing with everybody I dealt in film and TV.
Sure.
Kind of being a parent there. But a lot of patience that I've acquired, and I'm a little bit slower and calm, but I just want everybody to do well, succeed, be happy. So I think I'm a good fit in that position, and I want to see the team grow and scale.
So when you decided with your wife to move back to Columbus, was that strictly a family decision because that's where you're from? Was it also a real estate decision? Did you know you wanted to get into real estate when you decided to move back? Like, how did that all play out?
So this actually happened right before COVID.
Okay.
And as we all know, like California, film and TV shut down. But
did you decide before COVID or during COVID?
I decided before COVID.
Okay,
but
so timing was good,
perfect.
lucky. Yeah.
It was perfect, yeah. Dude, it was so quick. Like, when we were thinking about it, I have to make very impulsive decisions or it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I started, like, looking at apartments at the time, like in Columbus, like, where would I want to live? And you also have to kind of put in perspective, what are we both going to do there when we get back?
Yeah.
Like, how are we going to make money?
Uh-huh.
What money do we have saved up? But again, it was very impulsive, and I just pulled the trigger. I mean, like, all my friends were surprised. Job was surprised, which is funny now because like all my friends who lived in LA are now out of LA.
Right.
San Diego, Orange County, Santa Barbara, they're out for various different reasons. But I just knew that, hey, I want to do something that I continue to like, right? Because I'm not going to move back to Columbus and work corporate. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So real estate, it was just laying there. So when I came back, I actually started working for my best friend's dad. He has a kitchen and bath remodel company. Because I wanted to know the trade, right? I wanted to learn the trade because if as an investor, if I can be a little handy or know some trade.
Totally.
Save some
There's
money.
a lot of value there.
Yeah, do a lot of value. So, I have done a couple flips. I have rentals around town. But, while I was doing my classes at Hondros, I was working for my best friend's dad. And they kind of taught me, installation of cabinets, floors, all that kind of stuff while still making money.
Yeah.
And then
How long did you do that?
Not long, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say 8 to 12 months, maybe. I don't even think it was a full year.
You can learn a lot in that time, though.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a quick learner.
Yeah.
As long as, like, you keep your head above water. I mean, the contracting business is super crazy. But I just needed to know, the ins and outs and just kind of like the surface level stuff. But at the end of the day, the majority of the money I was going to make would be in sales of commissions.
Sure. Totally. And so you jumped in, you got your license, and you joined Rihanna's team. And that was about 6 years ago.
Correct.
And from then, you've been on her team since to the time now where you've worked your way up to team lead.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about that journey, what that was like, and what you've learned over that time that took you from knowing nothing or near nothing to where you are now, and you're leading new agents and training agents, who are younger to the business than yourself?
Yeah, of course. I'm a very good listener, and I have the ability to learn things very quickly. Right. So, I could be sitting in a room talking to you now at this podcast, and maybe someone's over here chit-chatting, and I can kind of pick up on that. Right. So that helps a lot for like learning and be able to implement and apply things. So where I'm going with this is I sat in a room, a very, very small room with 6 agents at Keller Williams with Rhiannon. And what I did was, hey, I'd flow through my leads and my CRM, but I was listening to how she talked to her agents, her assistants, her clients, and just kind of picked up on that. And that's how I learned. So in that aspect, I'm a quick learner. I know not everybody is. So I was very good at also like converting leads. I feel like I'm a very good people person, chameleon. Again, that goes kind of back to my job back in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Like you're just dealing with all different walks of life out there. So I can kind of convert that here in Columbus in real estate. And I was very good at converting, having conversations, like building relationships. I'm just a people person.
Totally. And that's so important in this industry.
I love talking to people. I love to learn about them. I love to build relationships. Some people are introverts. They want to sit on their couch. I get it. Not me. I need to be out. I need to be talking to people.
Yeah.
So with that, comes quicker relationships, quicker conversions. So I did a decent amount of deals for my first 5 years as an agent that typically agents don't do. I mean, I was doing at least 30 deals a year, my first 5 years.
That's a career right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just kind of try to teach our agents what works best for them. Because maybe they're introverts, or maybe they don't like social media. Like, raise my hand. I'm not a social media guy. I'm working on that. So I think circling back, it's what works best for your business. How can I help you do that?
Yeah.
Here are some pointers of how I think you can build your business very quickly with little effort. So I think there's just a multitudes of things.
You said several things that I want to get to that I think are interesting. The first is really more of a point, just agreeing with you, is that everybody's different.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of different ways to be successful in real estate. And it's not a one size fits all. There's not one strategy to be a successful real estate agent or
100%.
a successful real estate investor or whatever it is. And I think highlighting that and leaning into that, like, hey, this is how I found success in this industry. Let's work with who you are and meet you where you are to figure out how you can be successful because of who you are uniquely.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's such an important thing especially for like new agents to know, is that it's not just you're going to sit here and you're going to do this and that's how you're going to be successful. Now, can you be successful doing that? Of course. Right. But again, there's a million ways to do it. So I like that you mentioned that.
Yeah, I want to dive deeper just quickly into that. Like I said, everybody's different. And we tell our agents, hey, we want you to have at least 2 pillars of your business.
Totally.
Right? And that's basic level stuff, right?
Yeah.
2 to 3 pillars. What are your business? What's it look like? But what I see a lot of times for all agents across the board is teams like ours, like Rand and I, we have a lot of different tools, right? So tools of like, if you want to be FSBOs and expireds, if you want to do mailers, if you want to do social media, if whatever it is, right? We have those.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of agents are like studying all of them.
Yeah.
And you don't need to study all of them, because what you need to do is you need to master, put 80% of your effort into one thing and master that. The other 20%, do your test runs, see what works out. Maybe you can build off of that. But people get lost in the sauce of, oh, if they're doing that, then I need to do it. Or she's also doing this and this and this.
It's a shiny object.
Dude, all of the platforms we have, we barely use any of them, but we have them available to agents because everybody is different and it might be better for their business.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I'm a chameleon. I can talk to anybody, but maybe X on my team jives way better with this type of client.
Totally.
Right? That I would never. So that's why I think, everybody's different, but people, bright, shiny objects, right?
Yeah.
They think that just because we're doing it or it's available to them, it's not going to work for them.
Right.
Your ping pong ball in your head can't jump from this to this to this. Stick to one and master it.
I am completely with you. It's like the riches are in the niches. Figure out what your niche is and go narrow and deep. Become the person who does that.
Yeah.
And then the business will follow.
Yeah.
Right. Learn that better than anybody else. And then when somebody needs that service, you're the go-to person.
Yeah.
Right?
Put in the work, right? Like people think work is the obstacle. It's not. It's the roadmap.
Totally.
Right?
Experience in this industry comes from doing. Or learning comes from experience. And to that point, like you said, the way that you learned was you sat in the room and you listened and you observed and you were around it. And I think that is such an important piece of success, especially in like real estate sales, because when you go to Hondros or you go to wherever and you get your license,
you hit that arrow as fast as you can.
You know nothing, right? You know nothing.
Just get through it, man.
Right. Yeah. You just get through it. Exactly. You're clicking through it. Okay. They don't teach you how to be a successful real estate agent. They're going to teach you like how to pass the tests and the information you need to know to get your license.
Yeah.
That's all well and good. But then you're starting from scratch, essentially. finding a mentor, somebody who is willing to allow you to learn through and with them,
it's huge.
It can be the difference between success and failure.
Again, because a lot of people that we talk to a lot of agents daily, right? Agents on our team, agents outside of our team, agents who are looking to make a move. And a lot of agents get caught in like splits, right? Which is fine. Like there's money, right?
Right.
But what's more important? Like a decent amount of a lot,
right?
Or a lot, everything of nothing,
right? 100% of zero.
Yeah, like mentorship and someone to be able to pick up the phone and walk you through something, not only if it's a real estate transaction, but if it's a business life decision that you're helping somebody with, it moves mountains, man.
Yeah.
Like, the right mentor. A lot of people they like the idea of owning a team, owning a brokerage, having a team, but do they have the time? Do they have the effort? Do they have the mental space to do it?
Right.
I think that we enjoy talking to even our agents and helping them, and not a lot of people do. Some people have huge families and they don't have the capacity for that. And that's fine too. I'm in a state in my life, in my career where I love trying to help agents. I want them to learn because at the end of the day, it makes this industry better.
Completely.
And real estate agents kind of have a bad rap, dude. You got to take 180 hours of a class. Here's your certificate. Go have fun.
It's
crazy.
a low barrier of entry.
Yeah, and that's why we have a bad rap, man. It is.
Yeah, and I think that it's really important. It's important to the industry. And a rising tide, it lifts all boats.
Yeah.
So the more people we can help, the more people that I know that I can be a resource in this industry too. I want to do it. I want to help people. And because my livelihood, my family's success, my business success, it all ties in. Yeah. Right. In this bigger picture of Columbus real estate. So I think that I wanted to highlight those few things that you spoke about and the value of sitting in a room with the people who know what they're doing, allowing you to be a part of, even if it's just a listening part of that. There is so much value that will come from having that. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
I would love to learn a little bit about the now. And I know you said, for the past few years, it's been, you do around 30 deals a year and all that. And you're operating a team. You mentioned you have a lot of tools that you have access to and provide. What would you say are some of maybe the top 2 or 3 things that you think are really driving both your sales and the team's sales right now? All right, quick pause in the conversation. I want to highlight something that fits right into this real estate world that we're always talking about. Styer Hospitality Co. brings together a full-service furnished rental management company and a real estate brokerage under one roof. So owners, investors, and agents get reliable support from people who know the industry. Everything we do is built on real systems, trained staff, and the same level of oversight that I expect in my brokerage office. That gives owners a consistent process, steady communication, and a guest experience that feels intentional instead of reactive. If you own a property and feel like it could be performing better as a shorter midterm rental, or you're spending too much time handling guests and unit turnovers, that is exactly where we can step in. We manage the entire operation so the property supports your goals rather than adding more stress to your week. And for the agents listening, we are a resource that you can plug directly into your business. If you have clients trying to keep their low interest rate on their current home while moving up, we can model the numbers and outline the strategy and run the property if they choose to convert it into a furnished rental. And if you have clients who need temporary housing during a transition, we can help place them quickly and keep the process smooth for everyone involved. If you want to see what your property could do in the short or midterm space, or you want a management partner you can rely on, head to StyerHospitalityCo.com, or you can reach out to me directly through the site and we can talk through your goals, run projections, and build a clear plan. Now let's get back to the conversation.
It's a great question because it kind of goes back to depends on the agent and what works best for them, right? Today was actually Team Goal Day at Ferrari Home Group for 2026, and like everyone has different pillars, right? I work a lot with investors. I have a really good sphere of influence now. You know, I did grow up here in Columbus and Westerville.
Yep.
But I went to college in Florida, and I moved to California. Yeah. So like that sphere kind of dissipates.
Totally.
Right? I mean, sure, I still have the old childhood homies, and you know, I got friends and parents, and you have to earn respect and value, but circling back, it really depends on our agents. I mean, we pride ourselves in, you know, trying to get organic business based on our Google. Like we have a really good Google presence, right? Or online presence rather. So we actually have a really good Google presence and online presence that we work really hard on. I mean, we have over 700 5-star reviews online. Wow. We use like Google SEO. So when people type in top agent in Hilliard, top agent in Upper Arlington, top agent in Grove City, usually we pop up. And we spent a lot of time and money and effort to have that, to get organic leads. Yeah. So I would say a lot of our leads do come from that. Rhiannon and myself are now past clients, referrals, sphere. Obviously, she's been in business for 16 years. She's been a hustler. She's been one of the queens of real estate. Like, that's going to be good for her, right? Yeah. I'm getting to the point where now I'm 6 years in, you know, I have like a little bit of a name for myself. So now leads are coming in. The first, I'd say 4 years were a lot of internet leads. Yeah. A lot of them, just pounding phones, hustling, having conversations with people. Which is pretty normal. I think that like it is tough to build a real estate sales business. And I think about 4 or 5 years is what an agent should expect for just it kind of to have built on itself, and you start seeing those returns. Yeah. So now we're really, especially Rand and myself, we're doing well with, you know, all of our touches and keeping, you know, in contact with all of our past clients and our sphere of influence. You know, she's great with social media. I do handwritten notes. I do client events. I do quarterly client events, just to get people in, and, you know, I make them fun too. You know, we do like rooftop cocktail, like sunset cocktail hour, and then I put like a real estate trivia in there. I have giveaways, because what I'm trying to do is like I'm putting content in. I want people to show up. I want them to have a good time, tell their friends, bring their friends, and it's been working. So that's been a really, really good add-on to my business in the last 2 years, is these client events. Because, dude, like I told you, I have to be out and talking to people, shaking hands. Like, I'm not the man behind the computer. And the disc profile, I'm high I. Yep. Right? High I. Totally. I have a 2-year-old now. Congrats. Thank you. I can't go anywhere. Yeah. You know, so it's hard. Like, well, now I got to force myself to go out there and, you know, do these client events and you know, make sure I'm in front of my clients. And how have you been finding that? What has been working for you in that? In the event space, or well, just in making sure that you are getting out there and you're like, have you had any tools or strategies that have worked for you personally? Honestly, not necessarily. Like, I'm just trying to get in front of as many people as possible. You know, I was at Athletic Club for a while and just trying to meet new people there. But when I go out, you know, I'm pretty intentional. When I go out, I'm pretty intentional, right? So I'm always asking them, hey, like, where do you live? One of the first things I ask them. Yeah. What part of town do you live? Yeah, yeah. Cool. And then it kind of spitballs from there. Yeah, how long you've been living there? You renting? You own? How do you like it? And it's, I immerse myself in real estate, right? It's not a hobby for me. It's just like, it's my day to day, man. Like, those are the conversations I have with people. And it doesn't have to be directly like, you want to buy a house? It's just more based around, what do you do? Yeah. Where do you live? Yeah. Perfect. Well, I would love to transition a little bit. You mentioned that you work with investors a lot. And you also mentioned that when you initially looked to get into real estate, it was to invest. Yeah. Do you still invest yourself? Yes. How did that go for you? And where are you with that? And then I'd also like to learn a little bit about what type of investors you work with and some strategies that you implement. Yeah, so I own 4 rental properties currently. 2 of them are on Otterbein campus, which I love. And I've done 3 flips. So I'm not like the craziest, biggest investor around, right? It's just like, it's me, and usually using private money, right? Private money, whether it's family or family friends, who just see an opportunity and
Sure.
and trust me.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot smaller scale. My goal when I turned 30 and got into this was like, I want to buy one investment property a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's people out there buying 5. Shit, I'm working with somebody who buys 80 houses a year, right?
Yeah.
Like, but for me personally, it's just scale, grill, all that money will go pay for my kids' college, right? And I'm very conservative with it.
Uh-huh.
Flips obviously are a lot harder just because the margins here in Columbus. I mean, things have gotten crazy.
Yeah.
I could probably go out and find deals pretty easily, but I'm just so immersed in the day-to-day residential sales right now. So
that can make it tough.
And I'm doing really well with that, and it brings in the money.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to some people that I know that are close to me about them starting a company and funding me private money to go find deals, which is great. But as far as investors I work with, anybody really, I mean, it started with out-of-state investors because our online presence, we have good reviews and all that. So people are like, hey, Columbus is crazy right now. We see a lot of opportunity and growth there. I want to buy
right when
rentals.
You got started in real estate, it was like a hotbed of real estate sales.
That's when all you had to do was pick up your phone.
I know.
But you're right. It was a lot of out-of-state money. And, I had already been in like the investor space a little bit. Mm-hmm. So like I was pretty astute and be able to talk to these out-of-state investors who own, properties all across the country. But a lot of my out-of-state investors have purchased multiple properties with me.
Yeah.
Because of what they saw in returns, what they saw of, hey, me advising them certain locations that could appreciate better,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think investors are fun. They're a different animal.
Yeah.
Right. It's all about numbers. There's no emotion.
Right. It's way more black and white.
Yeah. And honestly, it's a little bit more fun.
I work with investors and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Most of my real estate experience has been working with investors.
So and here's the deal with investors. That's way different than like first time home buyers Completely. Or even second home. And the biggest thing is you have to gain their respect, right? Mm-hmm. Like they need to respect you because a lot of investors, especially ones who are doing a lot, they think they know more than you, mm-hmm. but they're using you because you have the license or the access to deals
right.
or the MLS or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you can actually show your value and kind of put your foot down and say, hey, like I'm running the show mm-hmm. to an extent, right? And they respect you. They're like, all right, he's my man. Mm-hmm. He's the dude to talk to.
Right.
And I think I've been very good at that because, again, I run around the investor space.
And that it's important when we circle back to like finding a niche and having a pillar, like mm-hmm. any agent can help an investor, but not any agent is going to have the knowledge to best serve that investor.
100%.
So the onus falls on an agent who actually does have the knowledge to kind of prove it to any investor at least that knows their stuff, mm-hmm. Because they can work with anybody. They want to work with someone who knows what they're doing in this specific world.
It's walking the walk and talking the talk. You have to know your DSCR loans. You have to know certain things with contractors and, so many things, mm-hmm. right? 1031s.
Right.
What LLC do you have this property in? Because you have 40 of them.
Mm-hmm.
If you can just show them that you're not just an agent who lists a house or buys it with them and runs comps, like, hey, like, this is how much money you're going to have to throw into it. Mm-hmm. Maybe this loan product is better for you, whether it's a DSCR, whether it's hard money, whether it's private money. Mm-hmm. If you have resources to those locally, you have contractors on hand locally. It's just being, we call it an ecosystem. Mm-hmm. If you have a good ecosystem, whether it's a first-time home buyer, an estate, or an investor, they're going to be like, all right, this dude knows his shit.
Right, and I think that also circles back to what is the true job of an agent. And it's to be an advisor and it's to be, a helper and a provider. Like your job is to take care of these people who are doing this maybe once or twice or 3 times or 5 times in their life, maybe more so for an investor, but for an out-of-state investor, maybe they're new to the market. They're not going to have all those contacts. Mm-hmm. That's really what you're there to do. That's the reason that you're getting paid.
Yeah.
So if you're going to work with investors, then you need to have that ecosystem that you can say to them, okay, when you're ready for, the rehab, here's the person or here's the group of people you should reach out to, on and on and on. And that can be the difference between their success and their failure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like that you said advisor too. A buddy of ours, Mike Doyle, I heard it from him first, but I 100% agree with it. You can either be a salesperson or an advisor, but you can't be both.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, hell yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, there are agents out there, we all know it, that like they just need the money. They need it to close. They need it to happen now.
Right.
But you're not advising them.
That's the kiss of death.
It's a kiss of death, man.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're kind of in seasonality, but I'll tell all my sellers now, like, we're not listing today. We're listing in January, maybe February.
Right.
Like, if you advise them, you make them more money, you put them in better situations, they're more likely to refer you out.
Exactly.
More likely to call you back again because they see that you are not desperate.
Right.
Don't be desperate, whatever you do.
Completely. And it is that, I mean, that desperation, it is the kiss of death.
It's a kiss of death, man.
And it's not just a conversation about investors, but what I do like about working with investors is they want to buy more. The repeatability that can come from that. And that's really been like, for me in my sales business, that's what I built my business on. I don't want to work with 100 clients. I want to work with 10 or 20 that buy
and shit, man, if you can get these guys better returns quicker, they're going to call you quicker.
Right. Or they're going to refer you to their friends.
Yeah.
And that is true for investors, but when you work off referrals, if you are truly advising and you're acting in the best interest of your clients, that's where you get those referrals.
Yeah.
If you just do anything you can to get the deal done and you're working in your own best interest, which no agent should be doing, it's going to affect you negatively in the long run. Maybe you would close a deal now that you might have worked with a client and close something in 2 or 3 months. But in 2 or 3 years, eventually, if you do that enough, you're going to shrivel up.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing. And it's a philosophy that I teach to my agents that, like, hey, if you build up your reputation, if you work on your relationships, you will get the repeatability that will lead to a long-term successful career in this industry.
It's not a sales business. It's relationships. It's service. I mean, you are a business. You.
Completely.
Right? You have a marketing firm. You have a legal firm, which is your brokerage, right? Like you have, sales firm, which is you. Your marketing is your social media or whatever. I mean, like, you have to treat it that way, right? And how do you want people to look at your business? How is your business going to survive?
Completely.
Service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that to that point, a lot of people, when they get their real estate license and they think they're going to be a real estate agent, they're starting out. That is a hard lesson.
Yeah.
For a lot of people to learn that, hey, you just started a business.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason that a lot of agents are not successful, or it's one of the major reasons that a lot of agents aren't successful. There are so many moving pieces to a successful real estate sales business.
It's like, how do we expose that for people to understand, right? Like, I don't think people will feel it or understand it unless they're in the business.
Yeah. And I don't have a good answer. Yeah. I don't have a good answer for you on that, because until you are living it, and you mentioned the $10 million dinner, and what I've learned in doing that, because I sit around the table once a month with top producing agents, and they are talking about what's going well and what's going not, and everybody has something to say about something that's not going well. Like, I don't care if you're the, a top 10 agent in the market, or you fall somewhere in the middle, or you're at the bottom. Like, everybody
has a weakness, has a challenge,
has issues that they can improve upon.
Yeah.
And that's such, I think, an important lesson to take away too. Like, one thing, a thing that I've seen throughout is imposter syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
And
fake it till you make it, baby.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you have to do. You have to move forward imperfectly. You have to just fail forward.
Yeah.
But imposter syndrome is something that I think that, is completely understandable, especially when you're a new agent.
Yeah. Everybody's
learning, and we're all going to continue to learn. I learn something every day.
Yeah.
You can never know everything in this
Another
business.
reason why, I I don't want to say accepted, but I chose to do the team lead routes because I'm not only my deals, but 13 agents' deals.
Yeah.
Keeps me sharp.
Sure.
Keeps me learning.
Yeah.
Right. What's going on? What's happening? Because every single deal, there's something different.
Totally.
So, you know, it's a great way to keep my business moving forward, keep my mind moving forward. But yeah, I mean, the imposter syndrome is crazy, but we tell all of our agents, if you're on our team, you can use all of our stats, all of our closings, all of our reviews, credibility, like you are Ferrari Home Group now. And you can use anything that we have. That's your imposter syndrome, just to convert leads if you need to, right?
Sure.
But I also tell my agents too, they get wrapped up in like, if they lose a listing appointment, they lose a buyer, they lose a deal, they'll cry about it for a week. It's like, stop. 5 minutes, cry about it. Now go get the next deal, because guess what you could have done in that entire week?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to it. And again, it kind of goes back to the desperation thing, right? I needed that paycheck. Okay, well, then start hitting the CRM again, because I'll tell you what. If
you've got a solid pipeline of deals that are going to happen, and you've built that up because you put the work in, then you can absorb those hits.
Yeah. I forget what John Harp says, but it's something about like tolerate. We'll cut this out, but I'll have to ask him. But if it hits me again, we'll pop it back open on the podcast. But like, it's a good like ism, right? So, but yeah, I mean, you need to build your pipeline. You need to don't have all your eggs in one basket. Because I tell my agents now, just like, if we took away internet leads tomorrow,
what's going to happen?
Where's your next deal coming from?
Yeah. And that could happen. You never know. Like,
I mean, the way things are going with Zillow, and I don't know, I mean, Realtor.com is kind of going away from some things right now. You know, obviously with all the purchasings of Compass and Rocket buys Redfin, and, you know, we kind of see where all these big corporations are going. I mean, I'm not surprised if Google is going to be a brokerage soon.
Right.
Like the Google brokerage, right? Like it just might happen. But we'll adapt. The big ones always adapt, and they always thrive. You know, things aren't going to change too much for us.
And I think that goes back to an important point that you made before about you got to have multiple pillars of your business.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you look at a chair, if it's just a one-legged chair, if you cut that leg out, well, that chair's falling down.
Yeah.
If you've got 4 legs, you take one away, you can still teeter.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah,
you might be okay. And so that's an important part. I'd love to learn a little bit about more of the detail of how your team works and what it's like to be on the team, just for anyone that's listening that might be interested in what it's like to even be on a real estate team in general. Can you speak to me about what being on your team or what being on any team might look like for an agent?
Yeah, so we pride ourselves in kind of like the support and the training. You know, I can get into the brokerage stuff. The brokerage is modeled off of, you know, people helping people, and like anyone who's interested in the model, we can talk at a different time. But we do a lot of trainings with Columbus House Team. They're the number 1 team in all of Central Ohio in sales and volume. They're with EXP. We work collaboratively, right? Like, we're always doing weekly trainings. Rhiannon and I have like a Monday morning, like, weekly boot camp. We're doing that for 6 weeks, and then we'll start another one for another 6 weeks. But I think at the end of the day, we have a fantastic tool bag, and agents can use the tools that they prefer. I truly, truly believe this. You're not going to get much more training anywhere else, or the access to training. You have 3 mentors, which would be me, Rhiannon, and then you have access to John Harp, and John Harp's a coach here in town. You know, he's an agent. He, again, runs Columbus House Team. So I truly believe you will get a lot of value, and you really need to interview with a bunch of different teams. Sometimes we'll say to agents, maybe our team's not the best for you. You should go here, because that's what a good coach would do. Yeah. Right? They would,
or a good advisor.
Or a good advisor would place them where they think is best. But But yeah, I mean, we provide a lot of value in not only training. We do have internet leads, but internet leads should supplement your business.
Yeah.
They should supplement your pillars. But we'll go out there and show you how to run your business. Tell us what you want it to look like. We can show you, hey, is new construction, should that be one of your pillars? Should it be investors? Should it be your sphere? Is it your church? And we kind of go out and show them all the tools to be able to implement that. I feel like we are very good at helping people build their business. And then just having the back end support, right? So like when things are going wrong during a transaction, or you're having a bad day because you lost a listing appointment or you need to prep for the listing appointment. Like we're always going to be there because we want you to win.
Yeah. That's great. And it's so important, especially as people having the mentorship, having the training, having the guidance it's so important to learning success in this industry.
Yeah.
And it takes time.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, like you can expect between 3 to 5 years until you start seeing that business really feed back on itself and expect to have that true, especially for someone that maybe doesn't have a large sphere.
Yeah.
But even then, it takes years for that sphere to really look at you as a go-to real estate agent.
Yeah. I mean, you got to earn the credibility. And again, I truly believe with us, you already get instant credibility just because, listen, if you're dealing with an internet lead or you meet somebody in an open house and you're, hi, I'm Jon Styer. And they're like, I don't know Jon Styer. And they Google you and you have, a bunch of reviews, you have all these awards, like they're going to take you a lot more seriously. So any agent on our team can use those stats. They're going to type in, John Doe with a Ferrari Home Group and be like, oh, wow, Ferrari Home Group's got 705-star reviews online. They have to be credible.
Right.
So that helps with like the instant credibility for new people or for people that are transferring over. But I mean, just like any team, any brokerage, we have agents who come and go. We kind of feed as like a landing spot. Like, hey, let us show you the ropes and like, what your business can look like. Let's help you build that out. Let's help you get some deals under your belt to make you comfortable. Then you can go solo, or whatever works for you. I mean, I love the team environment. So, I mean, that's why I stick in that space.
It's different structure for different folks.
Absolutely. And again, like I said, we have people who come and go, and that's fine. Most of them weren't present. I will not chase you. I'm always here to have a conversation. You can always book a time with me. You can always call me. I don't care if it's 7 a.m., 11 o'clock at night. I'm always answering my phone. I'm just that type of guy. Like, let's talk it out. Like, John, you're not on my team. Like, you're on your own brokerage. You could call me at 11 o'clock and be like, dude, can I run something by you? Be like, dude, let's do it. And maybe that's just the way I do business and the way I have relationships. But I think that differs from a lot of other teams and brokerages. Like, unfortunately for me, I don't have boundaries.
Yeah.
Right? Like, which can help agents.
It's a blessing and a curse.
It's a blessing and a curse, but like at the end of the day, like, hey, this person needs to have a conversation or this people needs help right now. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're very good at just the resources and then the availability.
Yeah.
Availability is huge.
Totally. Completely. There's a lot of moving pieces in this industry, so having someone that can be there at the drop of the hat when you need it is important.
Yeah.
Well, as we start to wind down the conversation, I would love to learn, what does the future look like for you and for the Ferrari Home Group as a team? What does maybe the next 5 years look like for you?
So I'd say scaling. Over the last couple of years, Ryan and I would always have conversations of like, what do we want the team to look like? And for a minute it was like, hey, let's get just 5 $10 million agents. But you and I both know how hard is it to find 5 $10 million agents.
It's tough.
Especially $10 million agents who want to be on a team. So maybe that was like the lazy way. Of like, we just want some solid people, It's like, but at the end of the day, that's not very feasible. So we're at a growing point. Without growth, there is no growth. It
Totally.
sounds stupid, but like, listen to it. If there's no change, there's no change. So the last couple of months, Ray and I were like, all right, let's just bring on a bunch of people. Not a bunch, but I mean, we're going to interview and sit down. We already have people reach out organically just because, of us kind of around in the scene and, Clubhouse, stuff like that, and see where it takes us. I think we started the year at 7 agents. We're now at 14. We'll probably end the year around 20. We do have a couple new people that are taking their license. I don't think we'll ever want to get above 25, 30 agents because it just kind of becomes a lot.
Yeah.
But we're going to trial run the 20 agents, see what that looks like, see how we can hold everybody accountable, see how we can stand up to the time, the pressure, liability. I mean, hell, a lot of new agents are liable. Very, very, very liable.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like I think it's trying to find the sweet spot of bringing on agents, teaching them the ropes, helping them build their business. If we can get a couple $5 million guys in there, $7 million gals in there, great.
Totally.
And we'll run with that and see where it goes.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, I'm excited to watch you guys grow. And I'm sure you can do it, and that'll be great. So where can our listeners find you? I know you said you're very searchable on Google.
Yeah. So me personally, my Instagram is Moody Moves. We'll play on words there. Facebook, I'm starting to get into TikTok because a lot of my peers told me I need to for the space. Ferrari Home Group is also on Instagram. Rhiannon is Realtor Rhiannon. She's really been pumping up her Instagram lately. So really all the socials. We don't have a YouTube channel yet, but we would love to hear from anyone who's interested in talking to us, whether it's you have a challenge in your business. I don't even care if you want to transfer to EXP, if you want to join a team. Like, I'm just an agent helping an agent.
Yeah.
Right. So like I tell a lot of agents, if I'm doing a panel or hell, I run into them out in the wild at an RP event. I'm like, hey, if you guys ever want to sit down for coffee and talk about your challenges or challenge you're having, let's do it.
Yeah.
So it's an open invite to anybody, whoever wants to sit down and go over challenges or maybe what's working for my business or how I can help them in theirs. I don't care if you're with my brokerage or with my team or not.
And that attitude is what it's all about. That's something that I really try and practice is how can I be a resource to you?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be anything more than that. Like, it comes back however it comes back. And I operate with that. So it's nice when I hear that other people do as well. Because it really is, I think it's the best way to be successful.
Absolutely.
So, well, thank you for sharing that. And thanks for coming on. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, man.
I look forward to continued conversations. And this was great. Thanks so much.
This was great. Appreciate you. It's been an honor.
Yeah. That wraps up another episode of Columbus Brick by Brick, where we uncover the people, projects, and ideas shaping the future of our city. A huge thank you to our guests for sharing their insights and contributing to the ongoing story of Columbus. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and share this episode with someone who'd love learning more about our community. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Columbus Brick by Brick, and visit us anytime at columbusbrickbybrick.com for more episodes and updates. This is Columbus Brick by Brick, where every brick has a story, and we're here to tell it. See you next time.